Hello, good evening. I want to explain my answer. Number one, identify topic, main idea, and supporting detail. Understanding the topic, the keys of the letter conceptual framework of a textbook chapter and article. A paragraph, a sentence, or a passage is a sophisticated reading task. Being able to draw conclusion, evaluate, and critically interpret article or chapters is important for overall comprehension in college reading. Textbook chapter, articles, paragraph, sentence, or passage all have topic and main ideas. The topic is the board, general themes, or message. It is what some call the subject. The main idea is the key concept being expect, detail, major, and minor. Support the main idea by telling how, what, when, where, why, how much, or how many. Locate the topic, main idea, and supporting detail help you understanding the points. The writer is attempting to express to identify the relations between these will increase your comprehension. And B, the main idea is the key concept being expressed. Detail, major, and minor support the main idea by feeling how, what, when, we were, why, how much, or how many. Location the topic, main idea, and support and detail help you understand the point. Number 2A. English is most widely spoken language in the United States, and in most circles is the de facto common language used the government, education, and commerce. Science, the 12th century American English has become the most influenced form of English worldwide. B. Story. The British actually introduced the language to the American when they reached this land by sea between the 60 and until 70 centuries. At the time, spelling had not yet been standardized. It took the writer of the first destination to set in stone how these words appeared. In the UK, the dictionary was completed by London based scholars. Meanwhile, in the United States, the lexicograph was a man named Noah Webster. In terms of speech, the difference between American and British English actually took place after the first settlers arrived in America. This group of people spoken using what was called rote speech, where the R sound of word are pronounced. Meanwhile, the high class in the UK want to distinguish the Y spoken from the common means by softening their pronouns of R sound. Science elite even back then were considered the center of being fashionable. Other people began to copy their speech until it eventually became the common way of speaking of the South of England. Number 3, general information. I'm sorry. The official public of the North American Conference on British Study NACBC, the Journal of British Studies, has positioned itself as this critical research for scholars of British culture from Middle Age to the present. Drawing age to the present, drawing on a both a stable and emergent approach, GBS present scholar article and book review from renowned international authors who share their ideas on British society. The NACBS also sponsor an annual conference as well as several academic fairs graduate fellowship and undergrad is a contest, while the large single group of its members teach British history in college and university in the United States and Canada. NACBS has significant specialization art history, politics, law, sociology, and economy. B. To attract attention to something important or to embrace it. Highlight problem phrase. The study highlights rural problems such as falling farm income and developers their money to be invested in a more socially responsible way. Highlight the need for intimidation attack by both sides yesterday hiked the need for peace. Number 4. Summary. The aim of this conclusion chapter is to sketch brief the history of Anglo-Saxon. The study of the Anglo-Saxon and their literature, and to highlight a few of the way that each age after the Norman conquest have approached Old English literature for its own ideologies. In this way, Old English literature has conclusion been remade into something new, something it never really was, but something relevant to present purpose. It was in fact the political use Anglo-Saxon law that established study of the Old English language as academic subject. The best no right to concern himself with Anglo-Saxon matters in the 7th century was John Milton. At a time when identification plays a vital role in the operation of literary hermeneutic, Old English offers value lesson on the medic of language and culture. B. Shakespeare is probably the most famous of all English. One of the things he is famous for is the effect he had on the development of the early modern English language. For example, without even realizing it, our everyday speech is full of words and praise invented by Shakespeare. He was able to do that because English was changing as people modern in their normal workday speech. Number 5. At last, Norman conquest. The military conquest of England by William, Duke of Normandy, primarily affected by his decisive victory at the Battle of Hastings, October 40, 10 and 66, and result ultimately in political, administrative, and social change in the British.